Hey craft community, welcome to my channel. Today is Friend Friday and I'm going to be using these 4 supplies for my very first DIY. Now I'm going to be upcycling this frame that I picked up from Savers. They do have frames at the Dollar Tree. In my opinion, they're not as sturdy as a frame that you could pick up from the thrift store, and I picked this frame up for less than what the price tag was. I got it on a half off day, so it was even cheaper than a frame that you would pick up at the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is start by just painting it white, and I used 2 coats of paint to really get it nice and covered and crisp and clean and new feeling. Now I also have this free printable that's going to be for today. You can print it out on a white piece of paper or any color cardstock that you have. I used a piece of scrapbook paper. I just cut it down to size, put it in my printer, and then print it on it so it would have a distressed look to it. Then you're going to take your frame backing and you're going to just trace the size that you need and cut it out. Once you've got it cut out, you're going to then glue it onto the backing of your frame so that it stays in place and it doesn't shift or slide over time. Now next we're going to be making a mini little nest. I've made these before, especially around Christmas time. I made a much bigger one and it was so much fun to make, and I start by using rope because it really helps give you the structure of the nest. I like using this rope from the Dollar Tree for this particular DIY. So you're going to just take the rope and you're going to start coiling it in at the middle and keep working your way out. When you get the size you want for the base, you start coming up around the top edge of the rope and then keep working around in a circle until you've got the size that you desire. Now again, I'm going to be making a small nest because it needs to fit inside of the frame as I slip the back onto it. And at the end you can see that sometimes the rope comes untwisted, so you're going to just glue it down into place and keep working it down until you like the way it looks. Once you've got it all coiled like you see here, I'm going to just glue that down onto the backing of the frame, and then I'm going to take some of this little raffia grass stuff and I'm going to ball it up and put that right in the center and use a popsicle stick to push it all down in there. Now we're going to move on to the eggs. This is such an easy thing to do that really elevates the look of these mini eggs. You could keep them glitter, but I don't really like using a lot of glitter around my home. So you just pull out the ribbon from the top of the egg and then you're going to take some paint and paint the eggs. Now you can see here that I'm using my fingers. You don't have to use your fingers, but I just feel like you're going to get your fingers wet anyway trying to hold the small egg and paint it. Then you're going to get a paintbrush and you're going to tap in black paint and sprinkle on little specks of black paint. While your eggs are off to the side drying, you're going to take some sandpaper, sand down the frame, and then pop in the back. This DIY is such a quick one and it's just such a cute thing, so make sure you grab the printable. It's free down below. Now if you don't know, today is the Hop for Friend Friday. Click the link down below at the end of this video to get to the next girl in the hop and you will be able to see her video as well. The next DIY we're going to be doing is with this cheesecake pan. I picked this up again from Savers on half off and I got it super cheap. And I'm also going to be using these florals that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Again, I'm so impressed by their florals this season. And then here's that rope again that I love so much. Start by dropping out the bottom part of your cheesecake pan and then add a little tiny dot of hot glue, push the pan back into place and lock it down. This is going to keep it from popping open when you have it out in your home to display. Now I'm going to take the rope and on the handle where you lock it down, I'm going to tie a double knot on there, and then I'm going to come over on the other side, wrap it around, and then also tie a double knot. This is going to act as a way to be able to hang up this really cute DIY that we're making. Now you want it to stay in place, so you're going to want to make sure you add some hot glue, and then at the ends of the rope I just frayed the ends to make it look more nautical feel. I just like how pretty it looks when the ends of ropes are frayed out like that. Once you've got everything all glued in place and you feel like your rope is nice and secure, you then can move on to the next part, which is super simple as well. You're going to take an X-Acto knife and you're going to take a piece of foam square and cut it down to size, and then find the size that you need for the bottom of your cheesecake pan. Now I'm going to just take that foam square and I'm going to push around the sides to curve the edges a little bit so it fits in there nice and snug, and then to make sure it doesn't fall out, because hot glue and metal don't always stick well to each other forever. So I like to add a little hot glue and then a piece of twine, and I tie it on to make sure that it stays nice and snug and secure. Once I've got that, I can start decorating it with all of my florals. This honestly was my favorite part of this whole DIY, was just customizing it the way I wanted it to look. I used a lot of wildflowers in here. I'm going to actually link all the tags that I used from the flowers, so you'll be able to know which ones if you want to look for the exact same flowers that I used. I will link all the names down below from the Dollar Tree. But one of my favorite tips is to take your pliers and dig a hole first, and then put hot glue on your flowers and then put them into the foam. It can be a little tricky sometimes trying to push the flowers in, especially because I always like to cut my flowers or my leaves away from the original form that they come on at the stores. I always like to have them individual so I can make them look more of a wildflower look versus where all the flowers are just clumped together on the actual bundle that you would purchase at the store. So just play with how you want it to look. Keep adding things in. I like a little height and a little interest, so you're going to see some things cascading down. You're going to see something trellising up around the side, and just have fun with it. I think this is such a relaxing DIY. Anybody can do this, and it's really fun to customize it with whatever colors or flowers you would like to use on your project. Don't forget, every single month I host a challenge on my channel. It's called the DIY Challenge, and it's where I encourage other YouTubers who want to get out there to be seen as crafters to create a video and add it to the playlist on February 17th for this month. The theme is Spring DIYs. I'll have more information linked down below. Now for this next DIY, I have another free printable for you all. We're going to be using this garden flag stand from the Dollar Tree, this fabric from Joann's, ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and yarn from Joann's. Go ahead and start by cutting out your printable. Now today I actually have 3 free printables for you all because I just wanted you to just get a jump on your DIYs and get your creativity flowing for the spring season. You're going to notice that this printable has 2 pieces of paper that are with it. You're going to cut them out, and then you are going to bring together at the seam line to create a darling little whimsical bunny. Once you've got those all in place, you're just going to snip off any extra paper that you don't want to be on that printable, and then you're going to take it and pin it down to some fabric to cut it out. Now this printable can be used for so many different things. I hope you all will get creative with it and just have a fun time with it. You can make little pillows with it. You can use it for a stencil to paint something. If you come up with something creative other than those ideas, leave them in the comments down below, because I just want to see you all use this printable. I just, like I said, think it's super cute. So once you've got it all cut out all the way around, you're then going to just take back out the pins, take off that printable, put it to the side, and then you're going to glue around the bottom circle of the bunny's bum. And I'm going to use a popsicle stick to keep my fingers from getting burnt. And then you're going to take some batting. You don't need too much for this little bunny, just a little bit. And you're just going to shove that right down inside into the bunny, just to add a little bit of a poof to it, to fluff it out some. Then you're going to continue up the side of the bunny where his face is, and you're going to go all the way up to where the ears are, and then stop, because we need to stuff the head as well. You don't want to miss stuffing the head, because then otherwise that part's going to look kind of flat. So once you've gone up the sides, you're then at the top where the ears are, you're going to do something different. We're not going to be sealing the ears together. So you're going to open up the ears, and you're just going to put hot glue all along the edge of the ears, and this is to keep it from the edges of the burlap fraying if you decide to use burlap, because burlap wants to naturally come apart because it's a very loose weaved or woven fabric. So you can see here that I put hot glue all along those edges, but then at the very top we're going to put them together with some hot glue, and this is so that we can slip them over that garden flagpole that I showed you earlier. Now we're going to work on the bunny's bum, because why not add a little poofy tail. We're going to take some yarn, wrap it around your hand, tie a knot in the middle, cut the sides, and then give it a haircut. You're just going to trim it around to lessen the craziness on the outside. Keep playing with it, keep trimming it, keep fluffing it until you've got a nice little pom-pom. Then you're going to hot glue that right down where the bunny's tail would be. Isn't this so cute? I don't know why. I really enjoyed making this one so much, and I want to make more of these bunnies. I just think they're just so sweet for spring. Slip them over the bar, and then you're going to tie on a bow, because there's an actual spot on there that looks great for a bow. Now remember, if you try this and you do something creative with it, do tag me over on Instagram. I have an account over there. Come over and say hi to me. I love seeing all of your projects. For our next DIY, this one is so easy, you all. I cannot wait for you to see how easy this is. Take a can or two, some fabric that you love, some florals from the Dollar Tree, and a foam square. Start by using white paint and putting it all over the corrugated metal that you see in the middle of these cans. We're not worrying about painting the top or the bottom because we're going to be doing something with that later, but just right around where that bumpy part is. Once it's dry, you're then going to take some sandpaper and you are going to sand over it so that you have that corrugated metal look to it, which is really, really pretty when it's all done and sanded down, just like how I'm doing here. So go over the whole surface and then put it off to the side, because next we're going to be using our gingham fabric that I have here. Again, I got this from Joann's with a coupon. I always use coupons when I go to stores. I love coupons. I love getting things on a budget. So go ahead and cut a little snip and then just rip all the way down so that you have a nice strip to work with, and then put that to the side for just a second and get some twine, and you're going to just wrap it around the bottom. Remember how I said earlier we don't need to paint the bottom because we're going to be adding something? Well, we're adding this twine to the bottom. Snip off what you don't want for the extra strings, because that'll be the back side. Then you're going to take your fabric, you're going to fold it in half, and you are just going to wrap it around the top where the seam is towards the back, just the same place where you tied that knot earlier. Have those be towards the back. And then you're just going to flip it over, hot glue it down into place. And then once you've got some foam inside of your cans and glued in place, you are going to add in your florals. Now, I said this earlier, I like to cut off my flowers from their stems just because I feel like you can play with them more and they look more lifelike versus keeping them on that weird plastic piece that keeps them all bundled together. I just am such a big fan of cutting them loose and then putting them in at the height or the look that I want. So once you've got your cans all filled in with these beautiful, beautiful purple flowers, you're then going to take some more twine and add that to where the gingham fabric is. And we're just gonna put a little hot glue, wrap around twice. To finish the look, we're gonna add a simple bow and hot glue it into place. If you are new to my channel or returning and haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, I would love for you to join my channel here. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Friday are my DIY days, and Wednesday is my cleaning day. For our next craft, we're going to be using that last printable that I mentioned, some orange gingham fabric, this greenery that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, some twine, and then some more of the batting. Once you've got your printable cut out, you're then going to pin it down to your fabric. Now I doubled up my fabric so that I can get quite a bit of these all in one cut. I wanted to be able to make a lot of these because today we're going to be making fabric carrots. I have seen these on Pinterest and I wanted to take a try at them myself and to give you all a free printable to be able to make them as well. So once you've got your fabric cut out, you see how I cut out 4 of them from that one cut and pinning down the fabric. You're then going to take your fabric and you're going to take the end and curl it in to the center point of that rounded top. Then you're going to add some hot glue all along it, and then you're going to just glue it in place just like that to create a cone shape. Then you're going to come over on the other side and put some more hot glue and then continue to just roll it over until everything is glued into place. Now getting down in there can be a little tricky, so I recommend using a pair of scissors or a long stick of some kind to be able to go in and make sure that the hot glue is all nice and smushed into place. Then you're going to take some of that batting, stuff it inside your carrot. Once you've got it stuffed the way you'd like it to look, you're going to take off some of those little green stems. I think these were called onion leaves. I'm not exactly sure. I'll link it down below in the description box. Then you're going to add some hot glue around the edges of the fabric. Be careful adding too much hot glue just because it can melt these little greenery stems because the hot glue is hotter than what they can handle, I noticed. But just add just a little bit and then you're going to twist it around at the top to make it nice and tight. And then you're going to take some twine and wrap around the desired amount that you would like. And once you've got everything all twisted around and in place, you're then going to just tie a knot and fray the ends. 5 new DIYs to try and 3 free printables that are linked down below in the description box. And while you're down there, don't forget to click on the link to the next girl in the Friend Friday hop. You are going to be so impressed with the other girls that are playing along today. Thanks for stopping by to visit my channel, and until the next episode, bye friends!